Okay, just up front, I don't do reviews, and this isn't really a review because I don't consider myself a reviewer or a critic. I'm just a guy who reads a story, and I liked it. I felt mildly disturbed by it, and I thought, well, I should probably point other people toward this before the nausea wears off. The story is called Spiders in My Belly by Charlie Walls, and hopefully I've remembered to put a link to it in the description. It's short, so I can't tell you too much about it without spoiling it. I will tell you this: have an Alka Seltzer handy, or a bottle of Pepto-Bismol, whatever works for you. Anyway, have something handy to settle your stomach. The basic setup of this story is simple. A guy is telling the police what happened after he went to check on an old army buddy named Steve, and Steve has not been doing well. He's living in a filthy farmhouse, acting strange, holding a gun, holding a knife, and claiming something has gotten inside him. And that's part of the story that really works. For a while, you're not sure what kind of a horror story this is. Is Steve having some kind of breakdown? Is this trauma, paranoia, drugs, isolation? Or is there something actually crawling around under the surface? Literally. The uncertainty is what makes it so interesting. Because the story doesn't start with monsters jumping out of the walls. It starts with a man trying to explain the worst thing that ever happened to him, and already knowing nobody's going to believe him. And that gives this whole thing a very uncomfortable police statement feeling. Like you're listening to a guy talk himself back into a nightmare. And then you get to the moment. Yeah, that moment. And I'm not going to spoil it for you. The story made me feel uncomfortable in a fun way. I was impressed that though I was very uneasy reading this, I couldn't help but think, why did I keep reading it? Also, why did it work so well? Body horror is gross, yes, but this isn't gross for the sake of being gross. The dread has already been built. The house is filthy. The friend is unstable. The narrator is scared. The spiders have been mentioned just enough that you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, except that shoe has 8 legs and apparently lives where God never intended spiders to live. I mean, hell, the title speaks for itself. And when the horror finally arrives, it arrives in a way that feels simple and direct. It doesn't get dressed up in purple prose. It just makes you stand there and watch the thing happen, and that's why I liked it. And I would also like to point people toward Charlie himself, because one of the things I appreciate about his channel is the energy that he brings to the stuff that he talks about. He has this youthful exuberance, and I don't mean childish. I mean he's curious and interested and excited, and you ought to see his Goodwill book hauls. He's not some cynical prick like me, which is probably healthy for everybody involved. And you can tell he actually enjoys digging into horror and weird fiction and strange stories, and the kind of stuff that I might not have gone looking for on my own. His channel's already broadened my horizons quite a bit, and I appreciate that. Just beware of how he handles books. So if you like short horror, and if you like body horror, or if you just like stories that kind of upset your stomach, go read Spiders in My Belly by Charlie Walls. And check out his Substack. Check out his YouTube channel, Walls of Horror. It might broaden your horizons a bit, which is great for narrow-minded, sarcastic, set-in-their-ways codgers like me. And maybe keep some Alka Seltzer nearby. You're going to need it.